right, there we go. Perfect. Alrighty. Good morning. What's up, Dallas Designs? Gonna go ahead and tweet this out really quick. Oh shit, this says Wednesday. It's Thursday. I could have sworn I changed that. Lost like last year's Easter eggs. Alrighty. What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share this in the Discord. Descending triangle kind of on Apple. Yeah, I saw that. Apple's looking rough. But stomach's good, man. Yeah, I'm doing pretty much out of the hole. For the most part. Get a ting here. The ting goes scratch. All right. Let's see here. Alrighty.
He says
Oh. No, after you, Benziga man.
it has lowered its 2022 growth projections for G20 economies to 3.1% in 2022, down from 5.9% in 2021.
Man, they need some creatine.
Moody says on global macro outlook, 2022 to 2023 says post-pandemic economic recovery faces a complex set of challenges.
Complex. Alrighty. So, am I going to stream on YouTube? I am streaming on YouTube right now. Buenos dias. What's up, Alex? Alrighty. All links are shared. We are live on TikTok, YouTube, and Discord. I'm sharing my screen in Discord. There's always one thing. Let's make sure that we close the music off so we don't get a copyright ban again. Alrighty. So just really quickly, we're gonna go ahead and go over the news, just overnight review, and then we'll get into what I'm gonna be watching for today, as well as the rest of the guys. So, futures were tracking the Dow and the S&P ahead of data, which will likely offer clues on how the U.S. economy is faring amidst persistently high inflation, while shares of Nvidia fell after a weak outlook. European shares were up, aided by energy shares. Japan's Nikkei ended lower, weighed by losses in chip-related stocks. The dollar edged lower, and gold prices fell following the Fed's tight monetary policy. Oil prices rose, extended a cautious rally on signs of a tight supply, while the European Union wrangled with Hungary over plans to ban imports from Russia. So, a couple of why are we up? GDP numbers were bad this market. Just got TradingView, not easy to use. DM me if you have any questions, man. It just don't expect really for any one thing. Everything is a learning process. Be patient with yourself. You know, it takes a second. I mean, it's a stock, program, so it's not going to be an immediate thing in my opinion. So, but good luck, man. Hopefully you can bust off the rust on that. So just a couple of quick headlines. Macy's raises their full year forecast. F Macy's. I told you guys. I feel like I mentioned this to somebody, but that we would likely see a Macy's moving up, which gives us clues on what other consumer stocks may be doing. But they raised their full year profit forecast, helped by strong demand for apparel from consumers returning to work and social events, even as red hot inflation saps consumers' spending power for discretionary products. Where do I get this news? This is the morning call powered by Reuters. It used to be called something else. I think it's called the morning rip or something like that. It is called that. Yeah, what am I talking about? Morning news call, something like that. Apple, or excuse me, Dollar General raises sales forecast as Americans turn to cheaper shopping. So they are anticipating a better, better results as of next quarter due to that. Baidu beats revenue estimated by AI cloud services. Chinese search engine Baidu posted a net loss of 131 million for the quarter ending March 31st amid a economic downturn and pandemic. I'd love to see what Baidu is looking like. You guys know that Baba earnings are today. This is a holiday, in my opinion. And I'm going to play it regardless of which way it goes until I feel like I can short it again. TikTok, calm down. That's it. It was nice knowing you guys on TikTok. I will be paying attention to Baidu today off of those earnings. I think a lot of other Chinese stocks may see a benefit from that. But yeah. Anyway, the as far as earnings is concerned, I did want to talk to you guys about Nvidia. Makes rich richer. Yes, it does. The rich do get richer during times of inflation, and they will raise prices where there's no need to. Before that's needed. All right, so what I was talking about last night on Nvidia, obviously we played the upside. This has come to full fruition. So if you decided to gamble, and I felt like I warned people, especially about this one, just because of the options. You could see how packed they were. And there's going to be a mad dash to get out of those contracts. And you're going to see that. And the price action may end up reflecting that as well, where you don't get a sense of direction. So NVIDIA is one of those stocks that has to break range. The range right now, you could watch NVIDIA at places below 150 or 160, like 158. That's where you could potentially see a NVIDIA moving to the downside. Um, GameStop big today, 10%. I did see GameStop moving up, but I don't know. They all say the same thing on GameStop every single week. I just, yeah, I don't know what to think. I did see that it was over 200% cost to borrow game. You know what would make it easier is if the market does pull back today, then I would actually say that maybe there's a chance that you get some covering, especially with that high rate. That's ridiculous, but anyway, just to finish this out, if you are taking earnings plays and one side is extremely lopsided, normally what is going to happen, and this is exactly what happened, is you're going to move to the upside first. Um, that's going to burn those puts because that's where most people were sitting in puts. Um, that's going to burn those. That's actually going to raise the OI. People are going to start bundling up towards the upside, which we did see volume climbing into those contracts as well. But then what they've done is they simply have given everybody, uh, they've screwed everybody. Calls, puts, it doesn't matter what you were in, you're toast. And this is just, there's really nothing you can do about it except for if you have a longer expiration, hope and pray. But that's gambling on earnings. So Redbox is over 300. That's tell me when to short that thing. Oh my God. Oh, you talking about three? I thought you were talking about like the price. 300% to short it. I don't do much of that kind of stuff. So, I played AMC and GameStop like, a long time ago. But I just don't take part in the mess because honestly, everything just seems like uh, a move and an opportunity to grab shares. So I'd say watch 1275 for AMC, 1345 after that, and then 1460 after that. So AMD is gonna dump. We will see. All right, so on the watch list today, main targets here are just going to stick. We're going to stick with what we had yesterday. So I'm still in. Obviously, it's a swing trade. I'm still in Zoom. All right, and this is actually quite simple because we're going to open up exactly where we were. So whatever happens here, if it does end up climbing above this, it will be a small loss. I don't. Oh, let me turn. I love this song, but it's going to distract me. So this is a rising wedge, 15-minute time frame. We're looking for a 50% retracement of the pattern itself. So that's usually how I place a target. So from my experience, a falling wedge will give you a 50% reversal, and then you can it will give you a 50% retracement of the pattern itself, and that would mark you around 97.50. So we're going to be watching Zoom to pull back out of this at 97.50. There's an opportunity to take it a little bit lower. I would say that 95 is a decent target, but this is only a pullback, and technically we are going up against the grain and anticipating a rejection at a downtrend.
Maxim Solar Technologies expands residential
Rude.
program in the United States.
About to give you residence, buddy.
Like Alpha X-ray November MAXN.
So this downtrend that you guys see right here, right? This is retestable, and this is only I would say solidifying, because again, we are going against the grain. This is just a simple, I would like to see a pullback. So zoomed around 97 bucks is where that 200-day moving average is. 98.36 is where I will likely start to get out. I would not be entering into Zoom unless you see a definitive break. This was one of those situations where you got in at the top with me in the Discord, or you didn't. And if you didn't, then you are, unless your initial move is bounced up to test this trend line and then you run back down, then maybe you could grab an entry there. But this is a play that we're already in. So $100 strikes is what I'm in right now. I know there's some people in 95s as well.
1959 for Sandy November Oscar Whiskey SNOW.
Is Bidwacker talking right now? And I'm like ignoring him again. Okay, no, I'm not. Every time he said "I love you, Dad," so something just got fried.
Yeah, that was a big one.
That was a big one. Can you go over the 50% thing? Oh, you're fine. So you measure a rising wedge from the bottom to the top, and then you can either, I use this little, percentage measure or percentage calculator. And I just measure a 50% mark, and I do it by eye, but normally what happens is it's not by eye. It's actually a level.
Fellow Flowers Foods increasing its quarterly dividend.
Snow
Buyback authorization.
Snow is making new highs right now in pre-market. But anyway, I look for 50% retracement of the
GHSI, Guardian Health Sciences, and
of the pattern itself. Oh, sometimes. Okay, so that's Zoom. The next one that I have on my watch list, I'm dumping NVIDIA. All right. If I have alerts set on it, if it moves, it moves. We'll play it when we see it. But I'm going to be watching Facebook. So this one has been kind of crazy, but it's stayed wrapped up well. As you can see right here, I posted this channel for you guys a little bit earlier yesterday. Let's see if we can zoom that in. So as you guys can see, these, I wouldn't say this is necessarily like a high probability in one direction. I would just say it's high probability due to the consolidation. Now, the higher time frame on Facebook, as we covered last night, it does have a potential falling wedge. So there's upside targets around 189.90, 190, and downside targets as far as 175. So if we see, and I'm not quite sure, we could have another day of, I don't want to call it chop, but we could have another day where we lack a certain direction. But I do believe, and Roman spoke about this yesterday, that funds are going to be repositioning going into next week and around Tuesday, and so to see a sell-off going into this weekend, this long weekend, makes a whole lot of sense. So do you see a rising wedge on Tesla? This is my hourly. Look at the 15-minute, but I'll check it out in just a minute for sure. Let's cry together, guys. All right, you count to three and we'll start. I'm getting teared up already. Um, but so anyway, it's a rising wedge. Rising wedges don't matter if they don't have any volume. And then the one thing that you could also throw up here is you have 1, 2, 3. So these patterns can and will fail. But even if this doesn't mean it's going to fail, but I'm going to be watching it up or down. If it goes back to support, it can still bounce, and we could still see that rally going into next week and possibly a gap fill. So, all right. That's Facebook. The next one that we got is luckily for y'all watching Tesla. I'm not sure. I think I saw somebody else, one of the other admins, post about Tesla today. But I will be watching Tesla. So yes, I have the same wedge that you have. 15-minute time frame. It's not complete, and that's the one thing is that it doesn't look quite complete to me. I would watch it as it trades within this because what you have is a confluence. And if you don't know what that means, it's just simply if you look at this resistance and you look at this key level, they intersect and oftentimes will give you a reliable price target to watch when you do have a confluence there. So you can project that Tesla could possibly go and tap 676.65, maybe 680. We know Tesla can wick out, right? And close right back down. So I think you might, if you're in this type of setup, and you're scalping, there's a quick move to the upside, but there's also a possible nasty reversal. Let me also remind everybody here, if you are new to trading, today is Theta Thursday. Contracts that you buy at the bell will probably be worth a lot less at 10:30, especially if it's not moving in your direction. It's not to say, or nor am I discouraging any scalpers from doing what they do. Do what you do. You know how to use those instruments, then play them. But otherwise, if you are a new trader, remember there is safety and expiration. If you cannot afford it, then don't play it. It's that simple. If you start going with strikes that don't adhere to your analysis, then you're playing something that you don't have a plan for, and you will panic and you will probably make the wrong decision. So keep that in mind. Tesla, though, today I do think will give us possibly an initial move up. If the initial move is up and not down, so we could see a support bounce where Tesla, and I said this yesterday, we could see a V shape today where we pull back, and this goes for Apple, this goes for everything else. Pull back and pop back up. V shaping today and then dumping on Friday. So, and we'll see how that plays out. I can only speculate and then react to the both plans as I see it. So, should I sell calls? If there is, I would say that one of the defining factors for that is obviously a lack of volatility, but usually with a lack of volatility, you're going to find a lack of volume. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Tesla also on this 15-minute, I don't know if you saw this, has this wonky looking setup as well. So we'll see if it holds. So right now, what I'm thinking, just looking at it, not feeling anything out, I feel as if we might see a red to green day. So maybe a gap fill down and then a run up. But again, I'm not trying to. Can I teach you how to use the Fibonacci tool? We actually had just posted a video last week um, about that. Good morning, Potter. I have NVIDIA shares, hold, add, or sell. Well, I think you're invested in a great company. I don't, and nor can I advise you about your portfolio. So I would say whatever you're doing, there's always ways to hedge. There's always ways to trade around your position. And I would start looking into instruments of hedging, and then obviously DCA, in situations like this when, yes, I'm back. Um, Better to be careful. So I'm still tilted from yesterday. Tilted. Did you drink? Is that what that means? It feels like what that means. You got 678 with your fib? Okay, cool. My expiration is next week on Zoom. Okay, so anyway, we got that one. And then for smaller accounts, okay? You should be able to play contracts going out until next week. I am speaking to you if you have a small account right now, and I am just hoping that you will listen to me. If you have a small account, do yourself a favor and build a small account watch list of stocks that are good movers, maybe even a part of one of those major ETFs, and moves with the overall market and offers good delta. Those are posted right here on my watch list. All of these stocks, some of them can be a little bit more spotty than others, but usually will give reliable plays, and that's a good place to start because if you start and scale the right strategy from the beginning, it's obviously when you start to be able to trade those stocks that have a little bit higher premiums, you're still going to have the mechanics behind it. But Microsoft has a gap. So I'm going to be watching Microsoft to go into the 266.50 gap. It's that simple. It does have a rising wedge anywhere below below 260, and we could see a Microsoft moving to the downside. But I also want you to not be blinded by this rising wedge because just because there's a pattern doesn't mean that it's going to hold up. All patterns are breakable. All patterns with low volume or low sentiment can break. So if you look right here, you see a shoulder, and then right here you see a head, and then here you see a shoulder. So this is a inverse head and shoulders on the 15-minute with a gap to fill to the upside. So again, if we go red to green today, I'll be watching for a support bounce on Microsoft. If I see weakness today, I have to and I will make sure that my trading is I will not be trading. If because what I know is that either we're going to see the move today a little bit, or we're going to definitely see the move tomorrow before the long 3-day weekend. So I personally think that there's a good chance to see some movement today, reshuffling today. So, but that's about it from me. Thoughts on RDBX? I, you know, being 100% honest with you, I don't know. I have zero information on this for you. You're up in pre-market. You're ripping up towards, you're already up against the key level, which is 840. That's all I got for you. I mean, analysis wise, there's not much technically going on here. I'm sure the short interest is super high, and you might see names like this move with that. But ultimately, as high as whatever this goes, I would just be looking for a short position. I have no plan for Redbox, and nor have I been watching it. So. Nvidia below 158.30 is or shit, I mean 157.75 too, but Lucid Motors recalling 1,000 air cars over display issues. Wah, wah. It's on YouTube. If you want to see the small account watch list, you can just it's just it's nothing. It's still building it. So, what is the name of your platform site for trading? I will have the link posted this afternoon. So no, okay. So let's look at Nvidia. I know that everybody. Okay, so let's talk about this really quickly. So what do we what well, here what are a few things that we know? We know that the premiums are still at the instant the bell opens are going to be jacked. Then the immediate thought process for think about the endless amount of people who bought into these earnings or straddled these earnings and did it with either high capital or with a complete disregard to you know any analysis at all. Um, those people are going to be running for the hills immediately. There's going to be a few hopers. Those premiums are likely, if this stays in range anywhere in here, in this gap, even if it goes up, and then if it hits a resistance and pops right back down, and just like that, you will see every single person's premium get destroyed. On the upside, those call and here's how this works, right? So if you're in puts, right, and there's a heavy amount of puts, which there is, and the first initial move is to the upside, gone, all of it. IV crush, you are toasted. And everybody's either just trying to get out with as whatever they can, right? Bumps and bruises. But then there's going to be, the individuals that still hold. You've got the first initial move up. Oftentimes people will try and jump back in, and then a chop fest, and contracts are dead. So don't predict, only react. Will save you. No. So I do react to, but my predictions are my ways of coming up with plans on what could happen to both sides and what levels need to be watched. So you can predict all you want. I think it's healthy, but you need to have a good sense of reality at the same time. So I'm also pretty good at it. Spy. Yeah, let's take a look at Spy. It's 912. If you aren't marking out levels on your chart, if you have no plan at all right now, this is start looking. If I mean, there is no right stock. All right, there are stocks that move better. You know that Apple moves if you're in a small account. Kroger's a decent mover when that sector's moving. Bank if financials move. All of those, Bank of America is pretty good. Next week's contracts usually have a decent delta. You can make a few bucks on those, and you can actually practice with scaling in and scaling out. A realistic way to trade that fits your premium, because most people with 500 bucks can actually set up a spread on Bank of America. So, um, yes, I'm looking to SPY right now. All right, so the way that I see it right now, one of the reasons why I feel the way that I do about and I feel the possibility for a dump. I'm trying not to be biased. I do my best, but I do see, and this is my way of fixing that, or making sure that I don't get too fixed in on my own analysis. Is I do see the opposite side of this. So right now we have what it looks to be a inverse head and shoulders. All right, so this is a reversal pattern. It's on the hourly time frame, so we're not going to expect a huge amount, but there's, I don't know why, but there's this gap up here. All right, let me mark it out. So look at this massive gap up here for SPY. And then we also have a 200-day moving average just floating around here. And this is also the bottom of your demand zone over here. So the 409 to 408, I did mention Zoom, and I will cover it again. It's an easy stop loss. We'll be watching it at the bell. So anyway, that being said, you are up against downtrend. Okay, so on this lower time frame, you have this downtrend, and if we are right up against resistance, this can fail. We can tap $400, everybody, and then fall right back down. One thing that I do see, and again, I try not to be super duper biased, is I see a potential, same thing with Tesla, same thing with everything else. I see this almost the start of the rising wedge. So we'll see how this comes or plays out. Actually, here we go. Look at the wicks. Oh man, that's actually pretty interesting. So Tesla, Apple, all of these stocks have the same setup. So realistically, if we see any of these zones broken anywhere below 395, 394, I would imagine that we're going to see that dump day, especially going into this long weekend. Um, so here's what it is. You can, whatever you're feeling about what may happen to the stock market, doesn't matter at all. It doesn't. What really matters is that you can shake that off and react to what's actually happening. If you are visualizing things that can happen, okay, I do it all the time. You guys hear me. It's literally part of my job. Like, looking at key levels like above 399.50, right? The first feasible level is going to be obviously 400 and 401. Those are both levels to watch. No, 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 no. Um, but those are all big levels to watch. I know that if volume comes in, we have and a candle closes above that level, I can react to that. But if it's just weekly, like we saw yesterday, just tapping up against resistance and nothing's happening, all right, well then I can react to that as well by not doing anything. So I'm a level trader. That's great. Yeah. And here's the thing, and this is off topic, but if you everybody does it different because every human is different. Everybody learns a little bit differently. Everybody reads a little, like everything is just a little bit different for everybody. We all have common ground where we learn, but at the end of the day, you have to be a curious investor. You have to be a curious trader. You need to go out and you need to explore different indicators. There is no wrong or right way when you have a situation. There is obviously wrong things to do, but there is no wrong or right way of exploring those options, so like be free, check out different indicators, learn about all of if you only were to look at, key levels and like that's the only thing that you watch, or like not volume, nothing else, like that's it. Like it may be simplistic, but it will, just like I talked about before, your strategy will go through a drawdown, and that one you will just have a very narrow window when you'll be able to use that. So say that again, doing nothing is a play. Yes. I have taught myself to it's almost like a reward center in my brain or something. I try and like get amped up about like not taking trades because I am actually showing discipline, right? 99% of the people out here are gonna today, as we know it today, someone is going to buy into something knowing damn well they shouldn't have done it. They're gonna buy the contract and they're gonna get that hit in the stomach that everybody knows about, right? Everybody feels it, and they're gonna hope and they're gonna wonder. And if it works, guess what? You just trained your brain the wrong way, you know? Anyway. Um, but TA should be consistent among most traders. So there's common ground, right? Everybody adheres to key levels. Everybody adheres to psychological levels. There is and you'll read this in any charting book. Everybody has to agree, to some extent. But the strategies on how you execute the trades have everything to do with what you're looking to accomplish, your account size, your goals, your strategy, everything. So it's all a little bit different. Also, really quickly, I just want to note that there was an inverse head and shoulders on SPY literally last week. All right. So before anybody gets biased, we got to read and react. So, all right, it is 9:20. SPY will going down. Yes. What time frame do you use the whole suite ribbon? So that's a great question. This is how I use it. I look for confluences, or I look for respect, right? So here with me. Um, Sound like some professor shit to say. So right here, right, as we're red, what I want to see from the whole ribbon indicator is I want to see the stock cross the ribbon and lose the trend, right? So red, strong, wide, letting me know that this is probably going to continue to dump. Then that ribbon starts to thin out a little bit. As we go into this very obvious bear flag, you can see that this ribbon looks like, I almost used a word right now I should have used, but it looks deflated, right? There's nothing really going on there. And then the stock crosses over it. Check that out. So yes, 15-minute time frame, it has to just adhere. If it's the 5-minute time frame and it works that way, which it does for some cases, it's just every time frame is like the indicator can be used for a completely different strategy. You know what I mean? Like the hourly, it means something to me on the weekly as a long-term investor, and it means something to me as a swing trader on the daily, 4 hour. It means something to me as a day trader on the 15 and the hourly. But I have to see respect, and if I don't see respect, then lots of struggles with that in the chat yesterday. So here's how you fix over trading or taking trades when you're not supposed to. I have sticky notes. I've got notepads, and I had to post-it note. I actually used to trade in front of a mirror. All right, I don't think I've ever told anybody this except for the admins. Some of them know this. I had a mirror right next to me where I wrote down my watch list. Right, so I look like one of those like smart dudes on the movies, where they're like writing formulas. But I was writing on my mirror, but it was more or less like I had to like look at myself, before I did something dumb, and it'd be like, all right, like, so I mean, like and again, the mirror was there in the first place. I just had a dry erase marker, started writing on it. You would scare yourself. Yeah, scare yourself. Wow, did I just get roasted? Damn, Dynasty. Oh my God, Zebo, I need to hire someone just to monitor you. All right, so anyway, um, Galactopie. I can't tell. That is a cool name. I just imagine an octopus with glocks for arms. Stop. Stock marking will go down again. Don't buy anything now. Thank you. On Zoom, why wouldn't the 50% retracement of the ascending triangle wedge be around 94.50? The 97th number threw me off. Okay, let's take a look at it. So measuring it from the top, right? From the top, make a drop right over here. I made everybody just sing a song in their head. Um, pull it from over here, right? 104.24. And again, by eye, right? That's 50% right there. I mean, mathematically speaking, I could be wrong, probably am, but I'm looking at this and that's about 50% and I'm giving it more, right? I'm not being mathematical for it because I'm not going to be out at that mathematical level. I'm going to be out when it hits these wicks. So for me, that's around $97 and $96. That dollar range right there is where that 50% retracement. The thing that I don't do is try and guess exactly where unless I'm not in the position. If I have a runner, okay. If I don't, like my SPY analysis where I said we were going to hit 282 last week, it was money, but I didn't hold all the way until 282. I was out before that because I just don't it's just not something I'd made my money, I'm not trying to experience uh I'm not trying to put myself in a position to try and figure out if something's going to bounce while it's doing that, so but anyway, yeah, that's Zoom right now. So hopefully that makes sense. I mean, I know um, I've never. So I would say that this has to play into fibs or something like that. I've never read in a book anywhere that wedges reverse 50%. If you go look up any wedge, it usually will say it's a reversal pattern, but it doesn't say where, what. And that's been a something that I have through my own research, like whatever you want to call this, my own analysis, I have come up with as a reliable target. That's how I find my targets on. That's one of the reasons why rising wedges are one of my favorites because I'm able to identify, for the most part, the trends really, really easily and then take decent sized positions. Even with Zoom, I think I said 103.60, didn't I? Yesterday? Yeah. Oh my God. Damn, I was on the money on that one. But anyway, I ended up taking a put right around that rejection, which is the fake out. Oftentimes, wedges towards the end of the day, where that volume it needs is not there, so it actually it doesn't want volume. It wants either a lack of volume, and then resistance to the upside. But oftentimes, at the end of the day, you'll see a little fake out. People buy in, and then the pattern itself plays out. So anyway, oh hi. I will talk about Baba later. Okay, that's the special treat, and it's my own burden. Don't do that with me. I'm just telling you guys right now. I just said all of that about good risk management, that whole speech, and whatever I do with Baba, just don't, or maybe do it smaller. I'm not going to be revealing contract sizes for sure. Zoom, lose it, buy it already. Gambling season only comes around 2 or 3 times a year for me. So, all right, Manny, take it away, my boy. I know we only have 5 minutes.
We saw after FOMC, we had a couple of increase in open interest on call positions for SPX, around the 4,000, 4,100, and 4,200, which added about 10K to 15K interest. Is not huge, but it's gonna most likely mean gamma bonus, that's for sure. So today's gonna be so here's the thing. Any day that we have faded out after FOMC has usually been at the top of relief trend, right? So we haven't had a relief ever since we made our new yearly low. If you look at the daily on pretty much names like Tesla, it looks like a bullish engulfing of the previous day, right? So if FOMC was going to kick us to give a relief, plus the but if that's going to be the case, then we're going to probably just drag you all the way into the whole which is actually quadruple. But yeah, I mean today is pretty simple, Gap fills, gaps are less than 2%, so everything will most likely drop at the open to gap fill. If those lows hold out, then we're gonna end up trading into, I would say, yesterday's lows on pretty much everything. So it all depends on that. If that's the case, well, we're gonna go down. If not, then we're just gonna continue building. That 400 level for SPX is that big level, not for SPX for SPY. You can see that we didn't build on it yesterday. We only nicked 389.50. So obviously, if you're going to go to a bullish sentiment, don't do it till that level gets taken out and we build the top of it, right? Don't be biased in this range because we can lose the top.
Yeah, I was just mentioning the same thing, that we could see. We could see. I have a couple of theories right now with the gap up. I think based on the dynamic setups that we could see a red to green, but you have like Facebook on the hourly with like what looks to be a massive bear flag. And thinking about what Rolly said the other day, looking at the cues, like, we could see, and it's funny because the cues actually gapped down, but you could see that quick little gap fill like we were talking about. And then I have 288 for the cues, pulling back, but a lot of these stocks are not or did not hold up well yesterday. So I'm curious to see, like most of them, Microsoft has a reversal pattern right now. Google has a what looks to be a bear flag, but again, none of these are verified until they work. So I'm going to be watching um, a possible impulse move up and then a rejection. So
I'm gonna have, I think I remember 100 or 120. I'm gonna start buying after 30. But guys, remember what happened with what do you call it? With Snap. Snap took down the whole tech sector.
yeah,
Not saying to expect the same out of Nvidia because I think Nvidia has their earnings per share be adjusted, right?
yeah, I think so.
There was
Yeah,
something. Yeah, there was some mishap. I think I read something like that. So just know if Nvidia sells off, there's a good chance that tech will follow.
yeah, and I mean honestly, I think what happens with Nvidia is likely chop. So all right, guys, we've got 10 seconds. So breathe. Breathe. All right, open sesame. Stop loss 103.75 on Zoom, okay? I like Facebook below I like 180, 150, but we'll see what happens.
Gold completely worthless off GDP. Extremely choppy. Gold is going to 1600.
All right, getting ready.
Talk to your financial advisor. US 30 traders, watch that 32,380 build. If we build out of there, we're gonna go to 32,570.
All right, guys, that's getting close right there for Zoom. I don't really see that reversing. You guys shouldn't be red if you got the same fill or near as mine. So
Watch the 650 level on Tesla. If it impulses down, but it catches a bid, that's where it's gonna catch it. That's 650 level. It's also a pivot point, and at the same time, all of my clouds are there.
okay, so we did get a retest on that level. Who's buying Zoom? Yeah, Nvidia is right now just so. Remember all the puts that I talked about? Remember what I said that was going to happen on Nvidia? They are getting destroyed. That's where everybody was in puts, and now everybody is in the gulag.
They did.
Still in Zoom, just watching.
Users are trying to build out with SPY. So Tesla's giving that bounce prematurely at around 652.
Yeah, I don't see anything yet. Where's my entry yet?
US 30 is also building out already. Oh my God.
All right, I think that's enough for me right there. Not exactly sure. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut Zoom right here, y'all. Small loss on Zoom, no big deal. All right, I'm out. All right, I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled on it. I might, we'll see what happens, but I can't hold through that. Just ripped up to 104. Facebook is pulling back. Look at that. Now tech's gonna start pulling back, but I can't run through Zoom like that. And Zoom has a gap to the upside that it could want to go fill at 108. I think I saw 120 calls for Zoom. What's the website I use for this? This is Trading View. Get asked what website do I use? Daily, every day. I get asked that question all the time. I think my kids asked me the other. No, I'm just kidding. Sidelines unless I love a setup. Yeah, I'm not digging any setups quite yet. Nvidia's jumping through that gap though. Manny, you okay? I want to say that, but am I looking at Rivian calls? It hasn't crossed that level yet. You can go ahead and grab one if you want. If you need to, grab a hedge. I haven't grabbed one yet. Apple is struggling. Apple's holding a divergence. I'm just waiting here, guys. Don't FOMO on Nvidia. What a ridiculous move. Hmm. Yeah, Nvidia gap filled violently, dude. Like anybody in puts had zero chance to get out. Jeez. Damn, dude. I think it's ripping. Look at the gap filled immediately. Done. Gap filled. And watch they drop it from the gap. You're okay.
That's a decent amount. I would say.
Yes, pre-market highs and lows counts. That's orb strategy. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, Nvidia. Wow, is right. Everybody at the bell. If you're in Rivian, You could take a $30 call for next week if you have those puts with me and grab those now. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now.
Keep your eyes on that 400 level per spy. Make that build above. Especially this R1 at 400.68.
Stop loss is 27.72 for the call. This is a hedge. If NVIDIA breaks here, it's going to go to 172. If it breaks that low, I've got 175. That'd be nuts. QQ QQQ is approaching 295 or 294. Big level here, guys. Huge level. So if you're long in anything right now, pay attention to the Qs as they're about to go and likely touch this level. Still, the setup has not changed. So there it is right there. What do you do in my free time? Free time. Free time. What's that? I play. I hang out with my kids most of the time. All right, the Qs are taking off. Here they are. They're hit. There they slap that level right there. Good God, NVIDIA. I'm looking at Tesla too, but Tesla's not moving. Take a look at this. A lot of these, I just saw 4 of these setups on the Q on different tech stocks. Look at this. Hold on.
Wow. Wow.
Look. You see that rising wedge? That's on an hourly time frame though, and that's Google. And yeah, and right now the Qs are slap up against resistance. Like they are right there. 294.10 is the high, or 294.28 is the highest. This looks so complicated. Trust me, dude. If I can do it, you can do it. It's nothing special about me. I used to dig for change on my couch too. If we do 15 dips, should be buyable. You're very special. Thanks, Trump.
Yeah,
Patience here. We're up against resistance. Do you see that?
you're breaking a big resistance on US 30. So that 32.380, for example, any moves down into it, you're gonna assume they're gonna be viable, especially to that 32.400 level. 15 to close. Well, if not, then you take it over high.
You're so young. For kids, leave them and travel the world. What? Oh, God, dude. All right, Zoom is building. Qs are still up against resistance. I don't long resistance. They would need to break above and then either retest and then I'll take it. Right now, Facebook is on the watch, but I'm still short on Facebook at the moment. I feel like this one's holding a direct. I'm damn NVIDIA. I tried to. Yeah.
Oh, that's nothing. I have position entry at like 9:30.60.
Tesla looks like it's about to dump, dude. Holy hell.
Like it's basically diverging from everything.
A low 650, Tesla hot to 640.75. And then, dude, I have a target on this one for 617 by Friday. Ooh, damn.
Tesla builds here for the downside. That's fine, loses whatever bid is holding it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna leg into puts on Facebook at 183 on a candle close rejection there. So I tried sparkling mineral water for the first time yesterday. That shit's so fancy. It's in my screen right now. How many stocks am I investing in right now? Not a lot. Most all the stocks that I own are speculative. So I got Gerolsteiner sparkling natural mineral water. You know what though? It's kind of bomb. I was kind of into it. If you're in Rivian, you're hedging yourself well. You can okay. So anytime you see that, this is where especially if you're day trading, if you want to go a step outside of the money, grab a couple contracts, scale in quickly, scale out, and let a runner run. That's a great hedging strategy too, because that way you can get that chunk of change quickly. So there's nothing here right now. Everything's stopped. Everything is stopped right now, up against resistance. The Qs. Let's let it build. Let's see what we're gonna do. Can I look at Apple?
Oh, sorry, took that trade. Congrats. That was a really nice trade. You're bagging 200 points easily right here. And gold with them.
No shit. Well, A, we get a gap fill at 140.25, or B, I don't really see a B, to be honest with you. I feel like we got to go hit this resistance today. I feel like we're going to go hit 141. Look at Zoom, dude. I tried a short Zoom, dude. That did not work. I didn't get burned or anything like that. Rivian target right now to the upside, it's going to be around 29 bucks. We're going to hold. So either this contract goes back to zero or it hits my target. There is no in between. Period. End of story. Because it's a hedge. It either does its job or it doesn't. All right, Facebook's building out, but Facebook hasn't broken out of its cage. Facebook 185.84. No, 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 no.
All right, you 15, David.
Just waiting, guys. Be patient.
So guys, you have your opening 15-minute range, right? If the stock makes a new high, chances are it'll continue. It needs to hold though, right? Just gives way. Stock heads lower and breaks that 15 range, chances are it's gonna reverse, right? For those of you that don't trade the bell, you just wait 15 minutes and go trade off that 15-minute range.
Tesla is going the opposite way.
Yeah, that's what happens when it's good.
I mean, right now, go look at the hourly. Go look at the hourly first. It's below 650 or nothing. Not sure, dude. You know, I've always added an extra O. I don't know why. I know the right word. I know the right. I know what. I know it's right. Still do it wrong. Go back to bed, Hunt. What did Papa say yesterday? He didn't talk. He was a quiet Papa.
Okay, good starting again. They gave us dip into 32,450. There was no support. I get it. It either build to our highs and push us into that 32,570, which is our twin, and then build to the 700s if we're going to push bullish. We'll spy him for 403, or we're going to reject. What about being paid?
Hunt, you're in the ER right now, dude. What happened?
Probably got better Wi-Fi there.
Yeah, right. So right now, in my mind, um, I know that I just feel it in my bones that we're gonna roll over. Like I don't see us. There's no, and again, I'm gonna not gonna shut off the possibility, but I feel a very low chance that we go into this weekend ripping. So I'd rather be patient and let it go up and wait for it to get weak and then pounce. But again, if I have Facebook above 186, 185, 50. You know, if it does the chart that you see in this left hand corner, if it does end up breaking my resistance, then we'll talk shop then. But right now, I need it to break range, so I'm not trading range. I'm not a range trader right now. I mean, that's not what I'm doing. I'm looking for a definitive break out of this setup for a slap. Is top? Oh well, if top shelf's over there hitting home runs, what is it? What are you guys in right now? MRO. Let's see. I know he's crushing it. Oh wait. Oh my God, Rolly! I can hear the wheeze all the way from Florida, dude. I can hear the wheeze. Whee! That's amazing, dude. See, that's the thing, man. There's always something bumping. Swing traders bumping. There's the Qs, 194.50. AMD. AMD's probably a little bit more fluid.
We gotta get a string of Kobe shooting, and then we Photoshop. Okay, that's
I want to shorten a video so bad. Wait until you see it. I don't see anything, dude. Look at that big green dingus, dude. Can you imagine? We do have merch. We're working on that part, yeah. We got merch. We got Simple Stacks shirts, but
every single 80 pips. With the market.
Tesla tapped its hourly 9-day moving average. I don't want to do this, Manny. Why is this price action so boo-boo? If you're in Rivian, though, we're nearing that target here at about 10 cents. So we do have some green there on Rivian. Here comes that target on Facebook, which is 186 even. The Qs are breaking. Do I see everything double topping? I don't see any double tops anywhere at all. I'm a little salty about Zoom, but I'll be all right. What is game doing right now? Good. Oh, that's dude. I have a 200. I thought this thing could go to 200. I think the last time we looked at it. $141 is where I see game, I guess, but
We're building, dude. The issue is that we just keep building. So this look at Tesla now finally catching a bit. So Tesla's getting on board. Everything's building.
yeah,
Purple move inside, and you can't be complaining.
there's a gap right now on Tesla up to 673. Watch it. If it fills that gap and rejects, I'm out. Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft right here, guys, is moving to the upside. If you want to hop in, I think I'm gonna have to scalp this.
You have 100% unrealized gain. If you are unrealized, remember that money's not yours. The money is still in the open market. If you simply ignore whatever I just said.
Stocks dividends, they're basically giving out money to their shareholders. So there's a dividend release. If you're new, I have a you can go look up the definition for that.
Nice. Beautiful. I know you looked at the I know you did it just for you.
The Gap account. So I'm actually starting a new brokerage right now with this Moo people, and I'm gonna be doing something else on that. But that account was I don't have access to that anymore. I'll just leave it at that. All right, we are at Resistance on Facebook. Let's see what the hell is going to happen here. This is nuts, Manny.
Yeah, but it's really. I mean, they were getting it right. The Lewis was sort of ready already.
Yeah, but before a long weekend.
Yeah. By the way, who knows the market's still fluctuating?
Yeah. I'm looking at Microsoft right now, and I'm thinking about scalping it, but the volume just dropped off a cliff. So I'm still waiting, everybody. I know there's probably been some good day trade scalps to the upside, and if you played them, amazing. Nothing on Microsoft. No. There's a gap fill to 266. So if you want to take a next week's 270 or something like that, I feel again gut feeling. Feel like I need to wait. So that's just me. Do we rip today and then dump tomorrow? I wonder. Is that what's about to happen? Yeah, Apple went and filled that gap straight off of that support bounce 137.50. Resistance level on Tesla is that gap fill, which I mean, it's filled enough of it. It could stop there. Everything's gap. I see all gaps are filled that have major gaps that were there. Everything is at resistance. Everything is at psychological numbers. QQQ 295. What's SPY at 400 yet?
Yeah, it's a 402.
Oh shit! Yeah, look at that thing. Oh damn.
Yeah.
No way.
Tesla's gap is about, I think, finished getting filled. Even the gap from the 23rd to the 24th. No, this shit got filled already. I turned off extended time, but yeah, it's filled.
Tesla just filled the gap. Gap is filled.
Gap bull.
Sorry, everybody. I don't long resistance. I wait for a candle closes. Patience is boring. Okay, Facebook is starting to leave.
Never get it.
Do what?
That's that relative trick.
He hasn't taken a trade? Green on the day. Yeah, I like that, man. Made a quick 20 bucks on the video. Unfortunately, after running hours. Facebook just broke out of this channel, guys. It's up against this 500 HMA. Do not short stuff yet. Guys, stop. Don't stop jumping into stuff trying to guess that it's going to dump. Like, that is being biased. If you can't change your bias, then don't trade. I'm doing a little bit of that right now. Like, I feel very strongly that there's probably something, I just can't see quite yet, but I could be wrong. But if I'm wrong, I'm going to be wrong in cash. I've taken like 1,000 different positions in my head. So, holy shit. Oh my God. What? Dude, they're gonna. I actually, now that I'm looking at everything, it looks like all gaps are getting filled everywhere, which, in my opinion, um, could be a sign. Like a lot of the times before you go for a dump, you go fill your gaps, but we'll see. 120% up for the week. Thanks to you all. Thank you, boys and girls. I'm out. See you all Monday. We be jamming. That's what's up, man. I'm out. Oh no, not on Monday. Not on Monday. I mean, you can show up Monday if you want. I'll give you permission to talk and share your screen, and you do what you got to do. But I'm just kidding. Great. Yeah, there you go. Give me your crypto. Hunt, you don't get permission to share your screen when all you do is harass me. I think that's what you pay that monthly for. You just found me on the internet and you're like, I'm gonna go harass this guy. I'm on strike 7. I don't even think we have a book for that yet. We're writing one. You're the outline. Every day we write down new rules. It's called the Hunt Chronicles. Okay. Whatever, buddy. Any good small account plays? I'm looking across the board right now. Everything's gap is filled right now, so.
It's not that we're switching to uptrend, it's that we're getting a relief. We have been sending out very rapidly. FOMC brings in liquidity. FOMC is on an option expiration day, right? That's how it always works. Just look at the charts. That's what FOMC does. So FOMC triggered that relief. The question now is how far will the relief extend, right? So just don't trade your bias, trade the charts.
Yeah.
That's advice you can ever do.
And if you can't, don't trade. If it doesn't feel like what you thought it was going to be, or if that's the problem is that you thought it was going to be, stop. You just can't until you can switch your brain over or something. So oftentimes, like if I'm wrong, like there was, there's plenty of positions that I could have taken, but I didn't have a plan. So I just can't take a trade. Zoom, it pushed up and it broke. I didn't have a plan for it. So it's just, huh?
675 bills will take us to 750 if the market continues building. But remember, the market there's no red candle in the chart. It's been 30 minutes. Not a single red candle.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Especially those of you that have 3G, keep that in mind. Don't get mad if one red candle takes away literally 4 or 5 candles.
Yes. Volume. Go look at the volume, guys. Go look at the volume on SPY. Tell me something. Blech. Your bell volume was very high, but you're pretty much dropped off a cliff. I think these candles are pretty weak on the 5. I see a pullback coming in the next few minutes. Burned my contract.
Now that target, 170, 180,
If you're in something, I mean, you can. If you just good luck, traders. I'm done for the day. Nice.
you guys say that, it makes
Yeah, yeah. That makes. It's like the best. Yeah, that's the best sentence. Most people are like, "Where's the next one?" And they're up for the day. I feel attacked. I wrote down your name as I said that, so no, I'm just kidding. Weak candles on Nvidia. Weaker-ish. Oh no, dude. Rollover now. I see a pullback, but I mean, again, I'm watching. This could just be a retest. The Q's just smashed 294. So there's a possibility that we curl back over 293.80 and then set up for a retest. So TP, double my daily goal for the day. Have some runners to watch, unless Baba Inspire ready to short. You know what's great is on days where I may not. This is exactly what we want to be seeing. Is like some of you have gotten to the point where you're just finding these setups and trading what you see, and then yeah, I mean it's incredible. That's I'm really that's the gains for the day. That's so dope. Thinking about playing M for the downside swing seems to always fall after earnings. Oh God. Justice for Macy's. Below you're about to slam into support, which is 21.45. So, oh, that's the short Baba music. Don't short Baba. Damn, Chinese stocks ripped, man. Otter Dad, can you acknowledge me how stocks can pump on low volume? Yes. It's robots. Huh? Manipulation. Yeah. That's it. Algo trading, maybe. You got robots in there. Yes, if any admin, if Heck Diesel DM'd you, he is a scammer. All right. If they do not have a role in our Discord, they are a scammer. Period. End of story. Is Heck alive? That last Macy's drinking game.
he's still partying. He has to stop. Miami changes. He has to stop.
Miami. Can I get a short Baba hat? I'm writing that down right now. I'm gonna start a cult. I'm gonna start a cult. What if I just put short China? No, that's too. You can't do that. That's too ambiguous. People are gonna be like, "Excuse me." Yeah, Baba is ripping. I know, right as I'm talking about shorting it. Short Baba. Tesla thoughts. We right. Well, I mean, building right now. Gap has been filled. All of these candles are being held at that gap, and I'd like to see Tesla above 680. So shorting Baba is the ancestral way. It's pretty much like a simulated hunt, you know? That's the way I see it. Uh-oh. Nvidia.
I should never tell you guys my long-term God, you guys are so bad. Stop.
What?
Bad.
Oh yeah. I used to sell products from Alibaba. Now I'm shorting them. That is a love story, dude. Write a skit. I'll endorse them.
Great. That's a because you're getting all your fees back.
Do you know how much money I've made off of shorting Facebook? You know how many Oculuses I have bought? 3. One of them's for me. Potter tells the Mandalorian to short Bubba. That's really funny. I played Fortnite with my son last night, and he has the Mandalorian gif, and it says this is the way, and his mic is broken right now, so I was asking him questions, and he was responding with, "This is the way." So what I'm looking for right now, guys, I'm looking for either a re-entry for more upside, or I'm looking for weakness because again, low volume run-ups get faded, and we're going into a long weekend. I'd sure love to convince a bunch of buyers to give me some liquidity. That'd be a nice thing. So if I was a market maker, does my son trade? Um, no, he's never placed a trade. No, I don't want to. He's a kid. Um, I when he's curious, I answer as many questions as I can. I don't bombard him, but I let him, touch the keys, or I've, talked to him about the ticker that has the same name as him. So I tell him all the time, I'm like, we can trade this, like this is probably going to be the first stock that he trades is AO. That's his name. That's how it's spelled too. No, I didn't know that it existed before. So if I had, I'd probably still have done it. But isn't he like 5 years old? No, he's not 5. He's 8. Yeah, my daughter does have a very high accuracy when it comes to predicting bullish or bearish movement in the market. Just by simply throwing, every morning I would hand her a bull and a bear toy, and she would throw it. And yeah, that bull though, that bull was one of those like really nice like model toys that you put up like on your shelf. It's like heavy plastic. I know you know what I'm talking about if you have kids. Man, she hit me one time where it really hurts. Uh, it was really bullish that day, so that was interesting. But she got an arm. No, she did not hit me in the stomach, dude. No, she had me out for like about 35 minutes on the ground. Ellie most bullish on Baidu? Definitely not. Short Baidu. Look at mm, yes, look at Microsoft leading the way. Look at that. That's money, dude. So I'm thinking we might get faded here, but I'm not getting crazy yet. So my dog spit her food out, short chewy, long Petco. Wow, your analysis is getting deeper and deeper. What do I think of Zoom now? I think it's an overhyped Skype. That's an engulfment candle on the 5. The 15-minute. Oof, yeah, that's looking juicy. You got 4 minutes, so I would say below this wick, 105.75. One could anticipate a pullback from there. 50% of that candle would be. I would watch 105 psychological number. That's likely where you would see your first bounce. So if you take an entry now, it's risky, but it's there. Large put order just came for the Qs. I told you I feel it in my bones. And I'll be honest, when I guess, and something that like it's been a self discovery. When I like see future movement, or like I see like a range, or um, for example, really quickly, I've given you guys this example before, but Dollar General, like I had this whole theory, or not Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and I'll show you guys really quickly for. So like I made this post in 2020. Oh, the none of the links are working anymore. Never mind. Or if you look over here, I ended up mapping out one of the largest daily rising wedges that I'd ever seen in my life at 50% completion. Um, and I tried to trade it, but I had this bias, and because I could see this like giant pattern, like Dollar Tree playing Dollar Tree up was okay every once in a while, but that's not a stock that I could like go against the trend that I was seeing long. So look at QRVO. Oops, QRVO. Damn, Cuervo. Whatever happened to Quiznos? Slith, you gotta let that go, man. I like
How have we noticed this?
Slith is a die-hard. He's the best, but he's a professional degenerate, dude. Like he wears a suit and tie to like a rave. Like
Yeah, yeah, that's it. It's a degenerate that wears a suit and tie. That's literally.
yeah, I know game is ripping y'all. I have 141 on there. I know I'm a boring dude. If it wasn't on my watch list or if I'm not watching it, uh I don't. So one of the first hurdles I had to get over when I was trading is not buying shit like this, like Corvo, right? It's ripping, and most of the time after it's ripped, it's people are looking for a spot to sell. Very rarely do you get like one of these like. There's certain days like you know that you can hop in, mid candle, but damn, Q's still struggling. Nvidia's doing the Dougie. Yeah, Nvidia's tough right now. What are our admins? I think is in oil. Chevron looks like it's about to might see a stopping point here soon. Just today, it looks great on the hourly though. Any of you in Rivian with me? Okay. So difficult playing against the setup. There's Tesla. Manny. Tesla just took off past 680.
Ooh, there's that build. 677 build into 700 incoming. Cake water.
I might end up taking Tesla.
Holy Christ, one of my students just sent me his P&L. Oh my lord.
Feel like I feel like I'm gonna wait. I keep looking at 190s for Facebook, and I just hate. It's just not in my nature to buy green candles. Those are the ones that reverse. 190s look different. So is the market hyping up because of Dollar Tree and Dollar General? What happens to interest rates? I very uh I don't think that's the reason why we're running up at the moment. No, personally. I in my opinion, I mean, if we're gonna pull back, I feel like a lot of things are going to test resistance. Rivian's doing really well, everybody. It is highly likely right now that we're going to go to 191. So if you want to grab a 191, for Facebook. Rivian is ripping right now. Uh, yeah, Zoom is losing speed. If you're in Rivian right now, I would say possibly at this hourly candle close here in 13 minutes. Watch for maybe a brief retest 28.90. But from there, I think that we could add another long. I see this one possibly hitting 30.70. So yeah, guys, I know there's definitely been some setups here today, but most of my bias, I'll just leave it at that, was to the downside. And so right now, it's kind of like I still see low volume run-ups right now, which is not attractive. And I also cannot bring myself to buy into rips. Like that's just something that like you'll get lucky every once in a while, but a lot of the times once you buy, you're getting like a slice of the cake. Just wait. Just wait. I would say just wait because at this point, if you're not already in, Top Shelf has signaled stuff. His AMD calls, he just TP'd for 198. There's a ton of people. I cannot. So like, and this is something that you have to do for yourself. If it doesn't, if it's not the plan, you can't just whatever I do, whatever trade I take at this point is impulsive. It's not planned out. And so I would have to be responsible for the losses that I take if I just take something because it's ripping. Um, you lost on AMD. How or when or what happened? Yes, so that's a great way to put it. Buying calls now, you are at a disadvantage. Wait for a pullback, retest a volume. So what I see right now is straight green candles, no decent retest. We got one red 5-minute candle on Facebook, and all of this has been done if you zoom out on pretty low volume. So I'll leave it at that. Those are things that I just don't if I'm not already in, right? So if I'm not already in, I miss it, I just missed it. And that's the reality that I'm willing to accept. So Turtlicious, what was your expiration?
Who cares?
It has no red candles. And you know that most stocks are actually, I mean, that most stocks are actually holding a bit of a divergence from them. Like most of them, like Apple's ripped into its gap right now. Apple above 142. You could see an Apple around 143. But Top Shelf,
You said who's back?
no. What are you talking about? Gabagool?
I'm sure you remember him. I was one of your first.
What? Kenny, where you been, my child? Just kidding,
First member.
dude. What is this your little kitten picture, dude? That's adorable with the fighting gear on. Turtlicious, I need you to DM me, bro. Like, I need you to shoot me a DM, dude. We gotta have a talk. Yeah, yeah, man. We gotta you gotta you're trading at a. I'm not saying in your life, but your account is like almost trading on like desperation to just get green. Everything is revenge, like everything is chasing. Like you have got to sit down and we got to come up with a plan, man. So, shoot me a DM, dude, so we can chop it up because uh you've got no reason, you've got every opportunity to do well. You've have the experience. You know what is not needed. You know what doesn't work, and you have a lot of information according to what you've told me on what doesn't work. So let's find out what does because something works. Gotta let go of that emotional aspect. And I don't know if you know, it's just like me, but like I feel it in like the right underneath my lungs, right there, you know, all across my stomach. I feel this anxiety, you know, and I know that like that's likely what you feel too, but you have to quiet that. Silencio, Bruno, for whatever man he's. Yeah, you gotta shut that up, you know. So trading, if you have not, if you are having emotional problems and you have not read, and I almost said that I feel bad for you, son. But if you're having uh, blown accounts are very important, but at some point you gotta stop. You know, like that's the whole point is like you learn from them and you stop, but it is expensive. But trading in the zone, the
I can trade because 20 points.
yeah, it's a live every day.
I have been trying to grow a small account ever since the small account that I did during the war that I took it from 900 to $20,000. And I have literally lost over $21,000 this year alone. But it doesn't really hurt me because I've made, more money. Like the beginning of the month, I was up about like 40 grand with you. So it doesn't really hurt what I made us for now. Small accounts are not easy. I'm telling you this right now. It is not easy because you need to change your mentality every trade. Because
Yes.
it's growing your account.
Yep.
Right? You have to be adjusting. If you can't adjust, you're done. If you think that now, for example, I'm going to use just an example. You were trading with a 2 lot. Now you have money and you can afford the 5 lot. That 5 lot is going to take away all the money you made. That's how it always works. Right? It's trading with options. You're trading 1, 2 countries, right? You're trading some money, then you're trading 5, then you're trading 10. You're going to lose all that money. It's
Yep.
hard. Sometimes it's easier, and it sounds fucked up because not everybody has this money. Sometimes it's easier to start with a bit more capital because you're going to be more protected forward, right? You're not going to lose that easily versus when you grow an account, sadly, in your brain, and I've said this before, you think it's house money. No, it's not house money, bro. This is your money now.
And that's and I tell people like when you know you're going to lose money, don't put money out there. You know, in the beginning, like you have to feel some things, but at some point, I mean, at some point the whole point is to grow your account. So when you start to even gain capital, because I know that if you take, let's say you take an earnings play, your account's at 600 and now you're at 3,000, there's like 1,000 doors that just opened up for you. And most of those doors are going to kick your ass. Like, you know, because you have no idea what you're stepping into. You have to, it's almost like, you know, you're stepping into a whole different style or understanding of like how to trade, how to scale in, scale out. And I ran my head straight into a wall multiple times, you know, doing that exact thing. Is you know, taking my small account from 500, and I told you guys my number was 10K, easy, always, like it was just like automatic. But then when I hit 10K, I didn't take the time to figure out what the next steps were, right? I didn't take the time to start thinking about different strategies that I can use. So then I just started to gamble. I went back to square one. I turned into a baby, you know? And so you either, and I do believe that a lot of this is mentality. You know, you either, you know, grit your teeth and you choose to accept what you don't know and learn what you need to, or continue the same cycle over and over again. If you are doing the same thing over and over again, then you are in a cycle and you've got to take a step back. You have to.
15.
Manny, we get closer to your mic, dude.
All right. I don't have like a reason to really hide anything from all you guys. Some of you guys know what I do. But you see, like those are small accounts to me. But I know that if I wire in $20,000 into a Forex account, it's gonna be easily 30, 40 by the end of the week.
Yeah.
Because it is not the same trading with bigger size because the $100 for you and your $1,000 account that's making you want to be greedy, for me it's 1,000. And I don't have to be greedy because I just made $1,000 in like 2 seconds. And that makes sense. That's the difference with bigger size. It changes you because you realize that you're making bigger money quicker, right? That $100 gain again is now 1,000.
Well, this was my strategy. I really believe that if I hadn't done this, I wouldn't have been successful in doing this at all. Is I took the 500. I noticed my trend. My trend was taking the 500 to around 8 to 9,000, and I could feel it every time. And I feel like I'm not the only one who does this. You hit a high, and you know you're about to dump. You've all of a sudden everything is like you've forgotten everything. And so I decided to just do what the market was doing to me myself. I was like, I'm gonna take my money. I'm gonna take it back and put it right back 500, like nothing ever happened. And I took that money, and this was during the bull market, or somewhat. And so I could just buy SPY. I just buy SPY with 8 grand, right? Um, put that money away, and most of the time, you got a Fed back SPY. So, um, but most of the time, even if I transferred it out into my bank account, you do that a couple of times, you keep repeating the same thing that works. Now you have the time to start simulating what it is you might need to do to what the hell am I talking about? Execute a different kind of trading. So, yeah, they plateau at psychological levels. That's how come I actually have seen chartable, like, people actually, like, I don't know if this sounds crazy, but people like literally like consolidate. You can see when they go through. Um, yeah. But you can see the process. Everybody goes through it, and once you realize that everybody's the same, and we're all doing it together. We're all going through struggles. Even the best of us, all go through bumps in the road. Once you get past that, it's like, okay, it opens the door to being wrong, which is okay because that's how figure out what the right thing to do is. And if you react badly to being wrong, or you put too much ass out there, then you're gonna get burned. I meant to say skin.
And to add to that confidence thing, here's the thing, Turtle. Let me be real with you. Do you think that when I lost 7 grand in my small account in February, right? And by the way, 7, 8, 9 grand, but it's little deposits, and all deposits were like 3 grand. Was it? That's just the accumulated of the price. If if I was down 7K, right, in February, do you think I had the confidence to keep going? I didn't. I still didn't though, because I had to prove to myself that I could. I gave myself the chance, 3 chances. I couldn't do it. That's it. I admit it. I couldn't do it. You gotta keep going, dude. Yeah, we've all been taught before. Just gotta keep going. Exactly.
And
If sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, okay, if you're new, you're gonna get clapped. You are going to get clapped. You have to. So what do you do? And this is, like, this is my opinion. Do you put a lot of skin out there, or do you protect your capital? By either A, using good risk management, not using your whole account, not looking at the fact that you have a larger account if you are using one as like oh, well, it's fine. I lost here, but I still have more money. And that can be the mentality of some people. Um, uh, Turtle, he didn't take. I don't think he took that trade. Um, but is that the top? I'm not sure. I'm watching Facebook right now. It just pulled back. That's it. It didn't do anything else. It just pulled back. Um, but if you know that you're going to lose, why not make the steps to protect that capital? And Manny, I was just telling you guys earlier, Manny will tell you, because Manny used to laugh his ass off at the fact that I used to write. I had a mirror closet and a mirror next to me, and I used to write all over them. I look like a madman. In a good way, yeah. He was making fun of me in a good way. I was crying in a good way. Uh, the pain was, it was good. I was kidding. But good. Yeah, that is great. The market is short, Gamma. Damn.
Yeah, we rejected a pivot point for SPY R2. I mean, finally, you guys are wrong. Remember the 90 EMA, that's your momentum indicator. the price builds, it will bounce off the 9, closes below the 9, and no attempts of retrain or close above. The trends are starting to want to shift, right?
In 30, are you still making money? Oh, by the way, if you have Rivian, it is at a good place to, if you wish, to take profit. If you want to go with the previous hourly candle close as a re-entry spot, and then use that candle body as a stop loss for one contract, you can do so in order to hedge yourself. But I would say that this is probably okay to take profit on, if you wish. And then we'll adjust from here. It stopped, and if it usually if it would have just reversed, I would have go to 0, but it's sitting kind of suspended up here. So if you get a wick up or anything like that, or if you just want to go ahead and take profit on that, I'm going to go do that now. So
By the way, a little tip also. What drawing stock? If you're growing $1,000, right? You don't pay $1,000. You just 2 times withdraw like 20 bucks, right? Next week, you do it again. Withdraw. Up here, withdraw. Please. You have to remember that this is 80% cycle.
Manny,
Yeah.
I need you to open wide and put the mic in there. There you go.
Not bad. But look, the tip that I was saying, focus on withdrawing money, and remember, trading at the end of the day, when we trade, we always have that little voice in our head that's the voice that fucks us up. It's called a subconscious mind. You gotta train your subconscious to be okay with withdrawing, with taking profits. Even if you take the $200 and you keep it, I don't care what you do with it. You have to reward yourself because this is not an easy gig, man. This is a hard ass job. So reward yourself. Once you basically feed your brain that withdrawals, those you wasting the money, you enjoying that extra money. I promise you, anytime you lose, you're not gonna lose. You're gonna anytime you go red, you're gonna cut it quicker because you don't want to lose money because you want that withdrawal at the end of the week, at the end of the day, whatever it is. But focus on that. I feel like a lot of people here, especially new traders, you guys don't withdraw. You guys think that no, I'm just gonna accumulate, get it to 10K, and then I'm gonna withdraw. But then you're at 10K, you take a big trade, and then you lose half of your account.
Yeah. Why not? If you
You
know that there's still hard lessons coming, why not remove that risk when you gain it? You either take it or let the market take it because you know that you got shit to learn, you got shit to do, and you don't want to lose that capital. And if you want it to listen, I did the small account challenge, and sometimes it took me 2 weeks to get the 500 to 8,000 or 10K. Like, I was on a streak for a while. You look back after doing that for 6, 7 months and 80 grand's in your account. You know what I mean? Or even just 20 grand is in your account. Like regardless, it is a more sustainable way to trade, to acknowledge the reality that you don't know. I mean, like, and I don't say that mean, but like, it's just you don't know like what you need to in order to navigate the market, in order to keep your money. And that's the biggest issue is that people get the euphoria hits, and like some people we know, all of a sudden they're the best trader in the world. You know what I mean? Or they just can't lose, and it's usually a monumental loss that stops the streak. So, and that's really this psychological info. All of the technicals. I feel like you could go to Taco Bell right now and teach a class on technical analysis and get most people to understand. Just the basics. Supply or like demand or something like that. Just you could go to anywhere. High school. But the human part of it. What do most humans struggle with? Like what do we have therapists for? Like um because we struggle with our emotions. We oftentimes we paint our own reality by the way that we react to certain events, and that is often how we lose money in the stock market. How do you how do you come back after uh I have a master's in accounting, so it's huge. Oh, that's dope. That's cool. Wow. You do? Hit me up, dude. Let me get some of those books. 115% off the Zoom put. Awesome. Yes. Oh, 115 bucks off of the Zoom put. That's still good.
They're good.
Out of your computer, dude. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I pay my cleaner lady, dude. She's so nice. I give her, all tips have to be sent through the company. I give that lady cash every time. I'm like, this is for you. Don't tell anybody. Yeah, I give her 50.
Yeah. Same thing when you go to a restaurant and you think that, oh, that's,
Nope. This is for you.
yeah, this is your, about the code. Yeah.
Huh.
And the issue is that their tips, right? They remove taxes from them.
You don't want those accounting books so dry. Libertarian, dude. I would. Yeah, you're a stone cold libertarian, dude. I love that. Like, it's just like, no, he's like taxation is theft. Like, that's his instant. Like, I love it. I love it. Like, that's his immediate. Like, taxation is theft. Yeah, it's just instant reaction. You could be working outside. Man, this work is taxing. Taxation is theft. So Slith up here said, I will say one of the best things I ever did in my trading life was withdrawal every day. Good or bad, I withdrew money every day, be it just commissions I paid for the day or however much I wanted. The fact that you withdraw money makes you feel rewarded for your efforts. Seeing it come into your bank account every day is an amazing feeling. As Potter said, dude, you scared me so bad, dude. I just heard footsteps in my house. And I was like, all right, time to die.
I'm in danger.
I am indeed. All right, well, can you oh my god.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Thank you. So I would like to know the basics. Maybe since you read all the accounting books, you can give me like a good synopsis. I'm learning more about accounting. So the portable MBA and finances, and I just want to account myself. I just want to be accountable.
You want my accountant's number, he will make your life. I
Yeah.
don't ask you about the market. He's out.
Yeah.
Wait, your turn.
Does he have a mustache?
Yeah.
Okay. I trust him. This is cheaper than a degree and we'll give you the same info. Okay. If it's got gold lettering on the back of the book, you know it's about to be a long read.
Your mic, guys, is this good enough?
No, dude, get a shirt.
You're from the day, man.
If you want to be bored, become an accountant. That's why I'm doing this. Okay.
Daddy, is that you? Alright, cool. Not my account. That dude called me the other day. I remember I told you guys. He literally called. He's like, "Hey, how are you?" Oh, good. Yeah. When is it gonna stop dropping?
I was actually gonna get it open this morning to get the class piece, but
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it just wasn't.
Is it? Let's try something. Is this?
You get a wood one.
Wasn't able to browse.
Yeah. Is that nose reducing foam?
Yeah, I have foam on the mic, the noise cancellation. Does that sound better?
Black hole of analysis. Is that your book? What do you want for it? Do I need to buy? Let me just send it to me and I'll send it back. I don't want to buy that. Let me go look it up. I should start collecting some books, I guess. Do stocks usually go down after dividends, then build back up? Actually, it has, in my opinion, maybe Rollman might have a better comment on this, but as far as dividends are concerned, a lot of times it's just movement after. It's a lot of the times if you fall into dividends, maybe you see a rebound. If you move up into dividends, maybe you see a pullback. I don't pay enough attention. Yeah, dude, Schurs are fire.
What's that, buddy? I'm sorry, I'm here. Look at it really.
I know you are, dude. I can practically hear it. So the question was, do stocks usually go down after dividends, then build back up during the day? So I just said that what I've noticed is stocks might fall and then bounce, but go ahead.
What's the next dividend, but, yeah, that's a dangerous game. You're not always gonna get it right back, so.
Yeah.
If people think they can buy and sell, and it's just, and that's, it's a good thought, I like the thought, but that's not a good strategy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good answer. Thank you. Day trading and swing trading using the fib. I don't have 3 confirmations. I don't take the trade. I mean, if that works, is it working?
Guys, hope you're riding the interior resources. That's natural gas, and that broke the old resistance around the 40 level. That is an old fashioned breakout. So, congrats to those that thought you thought.
That's so good, dude. Your energy plays. I watched some my green candles, dude, everywhere.
Sprinkled in a bunch of other winners. FCX, Cisco, BBY, AMD, and we're rocking this week.
Yeah, seriously. Accounting easy. A equals L plus E. Okay.
I did TP American Airlines, man. I was glad to get out during that thing can hurt you. No reason to
So
Yeah,
go ahead, Manny. Okay.
they rolling their animal daily. I think at this point you should just try to apply to be the CEO. I have AMD to 100 when it was at $45. You destroy that stock.
Yeah.
And I will always say this. I tell everybody always when we were on trading AMD in the 40s, Brody would always say it's going to 100.
Yep. Yep. And it would chop. It stayed in range, and he's like, I don't care. It's still going to 100. It's facts. Snapchat.
Oh,
Yeah.
We were just interlock shit.
I remember I still to this day, man, Snapchat, I think it was like $9 or something like that. God. That thing went to like you just look back. That's where the start of Snapvolution started. That's right. Oh, awesome. I'm waiting for Facebook to start turning into the same thing, man. I'm glad it's in the 180s. The higher, the better.
That's the worst donut I've ever had in my life.
Yeah,
That's disgusting, dude.
short. Is that Hostess? Short Hostess.
Yeah, it's like raw dough, man.
Ew.
Yeah,
Put that in the oven.
gross.
The word Snapalicious just brought back bear. You know what? I feel like that's a t-shirt. I feel like Roman needs his own Snapalicious. That's right. Is anybody still in Zoom to the downside? Starboy just asked for $2 from each of his followers. Sorry. The feed is echoing. How? I don't know how that's echoing. That's weird. It's tough. One's tough. Game stop. Right now, guys, I'm just keeping my eyes peeled. We're losing a little bit of steam now. I was gonna ask Rolly, what are the thoughts right now on so this move up? A lot of resistances have been hit. A lot of gaps have been filled. Are you still thinking that we may see a little bit more downside? Friday, I still don't see them holding this pump going through the long weekend, and then, like you said, repositioning into Tuesday. So
Yeah, that's the big deal breaker for me. I'm very heavy the thing like is I think I'm down maybe four or 5 grand in positions. August 200s, but I'm not gonna wake up one day with we got Fed meeting coming. There's so much coming up. If we rally, I'm just gonna ride the rally. But I need to see a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still bearish tomorrow. There's so many shorts out now. It's hard to tell who's covering. Just look at all the positions. Shit, man, there's shorts across the board. So if they cover, it's gonna look like everything's fine. Rally, rally, rally. And there's plenty of the pros that are like keep coming for this rally, rally, rally. They've been wrong all year, so I guess
They keep calling. Yeah. That's
I don't know, man. It's a tough market. There's so much to the downside. They can try to make it seem like everything's fine. With short covering, it's gonna look like a rally. But I'm staying down. There's just no reason to. One of the cues have to come down far enough in terms of valuation. They need to come down to the teens, and they're not.
yeah, agreed.
Some other sectors have been pretty proud. I had AMD going at 185 this weekend. That's $3 away.
Yeah. Almost 11 o'clock. Are you I'm not in anything Prussian night. I am right now. Everything that I got, I've already had. Or I'm just watching. If you weren't in, and again, I was looking to scalp day trade something like that. If you weren't already in, most things, again, I told people as Facebook was moving to the upside, the probability decreases as you decide to buy, as the stock rips higher and higher, the room for profit, you lose steam, and especially when you move like that on lower volume, like you saw on the Qs and Facebook and stuff like that, it throws me off, and I don't take a day trade, right? So I'm not going to be day trading something unless I have already entered that position. So right now I'm just eyeballing weakness and narrating. I'm so off today, it's not funny. Thankfully I've stayed cash except for my one loser. That's what we were just talking about. We're all gonna have those days too, where like either A, we don't know what's going on, like it's a new situation where we're new, or we haven't been in this situation before, and that's where you have to just be okay with not knowing. And that's you not knowing is good because it sets you up for the opportunity to watch, learn, ask questions, so that way you can navigate it with somebody who can or has done it before or been in this environment before. So holding my single put a little hard as fuck against the apes. They play so many games with GameStop and AMC and all those other squeeze stocks. Fear in Rivian. Remember what I said about Rivian. It's moving up, but it's not. I'm watching the 15 minutes. It lost most of its volume, so I haven't taken anything yet. But in Facebook short 182.50 this next week, missed the open, got trapped in a position. Can you take me through your analysis so I can decide to cut or hold? Okay. Well, the way that I see it, just unbiasedly, not even thinking about this position, your position at the moment, I see it in a channel. Personally, it's pretty obvious now that I see it formed, because I think we found our resistance. So let me full screen that really quickly. Okay, so we got a little channel going up here. We've just hit resistance. If we break this resistance, the only feasible thing is to figure that we're going to go hit 191, which we are doing right now. We're doing it on low volume, and this candle has not closed. So unless it does candle close above 188.25, I would say, it's probably not going to. If you see this bounce level right here, you're retesting it at this very moment. So if this resistance holds, then I would venture to guess that we could see Facebook fading back down to around 185.50. So rolled Tesla calls for next week, 725, now that it broke high of day. How did I set up my left point? So higher time frame and with the 15. excuse me, I think it was the hourly. It's a little bit off, sorry. So that second, this opening 5 minute candle was an impulse move to the upside and a retest. And then the actual candle wick right here. A lot of the times I go with the resistance that's being formed. So if this is the resistance right here, mathematically speaking, this is also how I got that resistance is I take, so in a standard deviation channel, you can measure from the support to the resistance. And when you extend that channel or you find your resistance, oftentimes you can project where that resistance will be. I think GAN fans do this for you, or not GAN fans. These things, whatever these are, do that for you. But that's how I find those. Just simply measurements and going off of resistance. So target price for Rivian next week. If by some chance in hell we rip $33. If we pull back, I mean, that's up in the air right now. If we pull back, then I still have gaps to get filled. But right now, that unfortunately, and I'll show you what Rivian looks like now. So the last analysis that we did, we saw the head and shoulders. And here's the one thing, okay, about being long. And I did offer this. I remember distinctly saying this multiple times. This head and shoulders is on the 5 and 15 minute. This rising wedge is on the hourly. This rising wedge gave us a 50% retracement from base to top. And so because we got a 50% retracement, what has happened here is your quintessential extension of the wedge. Let me show you what that looks like. Any specific trading strategy for a beginner day swing trade with only $500? I mean, we have like a series. I guess it would have to do more with your availability. Like what is your availability in the market? What is your time looking like? How much time can you spend at the desk? All of those things matter a lot. Here's Rivian. So as you can see, this wedge turned into a channel. Okay, that bear flag that we were watching, I told people this could possibly be swing trading was easy. And so listen, when we go through these hard times, when something finally does give us a little bit of relief, which inevitably, you know, and with time I'm sure we will see that. That's what's going to allow you to not be going through this. Like sometimes you might have to go months with risk on, you know. So yeah, no problem. But anyway, Rivian could go and hit this 200-day moving average, which is 3060. So if you still have Rivian, or you reposition yourself after it closes, pushes past this 2950, you know, then you could see this previous high of 3060. You could look at a double top, or maybe it goes and it fills gaps, and these gaps could lead us all the way up into 3360. Rollman did mention something that I definitely agree with. Is that we could see a possible bleed up rally type situation going into next week with people repositioning, which might end up giving us strong movements. So. No, so I mean, here's the deal. I mean, I'm every trader has, you know, like certain situations that they one person may salivate at it and it might be like the only thing that they see, and then somebody else may gawk at it and or just not be able to trade it. Today for me, I missed entries. I didn't have a lot of setups to the upside. I did have Microsoft and stuff like that. But one thing that I need as a trader is volume. And like I need to be able to feel it like as I'm trading. And I just didn't feel it. And yes, everything ripped hard, but that's just tough shit. You know, that's me narrating it to myself, right? Like that's just tough shit. Like you just didn't get your entry. So if you want to make money later on, don't chase now. So can I explain what risk on and risk off means? No. Yeah, so essentially this is situations that you can find yourself in, and some people do it by statistics. Some people do it by certain price marks that major ETFs are at, trend changes, stuff like that. But essentially what that means is you're increasing your risk management. Just to keep it simple, you're increasing your risk. Or you're being stricter about the amount of liquidity that you're allowing out in the market, opposed to maybe perhaps in a bull market or in a stronger market, you could go risk off where you decrease that stringency and allow yourself to take on more risk in a higher probability market. Can I show you supply and demand on Tesla? Sure. You're about to hit it. It happens, man. It happens. And sometimes these quick shifts and changes like this that happen, I mean, just catch the next one. So 700, dude. 700. So 700, which is easy enough. You've got a simple zone there. Most of those body candle closes on Tesla are at the $700 level. You have a confluence here starting from your high and running down, that could see Tesla into this yellow line or that resistance where you see that. Where did you find all these? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so if you are new, or even if you do not have, you're not a premium member in our Discord, scroll down to the far bottom part of our chat where you'll see trading education. You'll see step by step where I've typed most of all of this stuff, starting introduction, what are options, the Greeks, candlesticks and patterns, terminology, intermediate techniques, trading rules, indicators, books, which the books have a ton of useful information in there. And then we have lesson learned, which uh, teaches most people putting like reflections on, things that they've messed up on. So kind of reflecting on their mistakes. Yeah. And oh, dude, wow, cool. You printed those out. Nice. I gotta talk to. We gotta pump out a few more of those. So I don't want this to sound mean, but I saw you do what I was doing before. Look at the data to support your position rather than the market make its move before. And trading the zone, seriously listen to it or read it over the long weekend. You have to read the book, guys. I don't know how the man words it in a way, and I know that it's boring. Put an audiobook on. I'm shit. I mean, like. Do we want to? I don't know if this is like too childlike. But do we want to read it? I mean, we can read the book and do it like once a week or something like that. Like that. I mean, if that forces people to read it, we could do it at bedtime, night, bedtime story. The first 2 months learning terms and charts were boring. Yeah, they are. I think you should incorporate trading into it. Even if it's a little bit. Oh, I don't want to watch this right now. Potter bedtime stories. Yeah. Quite honestly, I've never read a book, but I'm super never read that book. Sorry, Slith. But I'm super intrigued. Yeah. Okay. If you are in Rivian, I already had an order set. Fuck, Apple's breaking out too, or breaking up. up against supply. Watch Apple to hit 143 if it breaks up any further. Tesla's about to hit 700. I think fibs are great places to find levels. That's what I think fibs are. I think fibs are wonderful places to find levels. Everything is approaching supply. All things. Facebook, Tesla, all things. Or just touch resistance simply. Nvidia is at 175, that price target. Pain. So like if I ever make it seem like I'm not in pain or like things are not bothering me, like this shit sucks. Like I want so badly to FOMO and jump into something right now. I'd love to buy into Nvidia. Um, I'm sure someone would probably clown me for not doing it, but I don't care because I'm just gonna stick to my guns. Nvidia has a 3-minute rising wedge. Um, most things are still operating on relatively low volume, so I'm gonna stick to my guns. Don't take your guns to town. Yeah, I thought it said read a book. I thought it said I've honestly never read a book. So Tesla can have a tick up in volume. When would that like so you have volume spikes at breaks. You also have volume spikes at resistance, right? If you think about why that is if you have short stepping in and you have buyers stepping in and a battle happens, right? That's what you're seeing. That's the volume, right? Because both count as volume. Oh no. Oh no. I meant to tell TikTok that my phone was gonna die, but they found out.
It just died on you.
Yeah, it's died.
Oh, shit.
Would you play the 3-minute wedge on Nvidia? No, not yet. No, yeah, not yet. I will. Yes, yes, and no. So I feel that a 3-minute pattern is good for scalping. So if I don't see anything, and it's 11 o'clock, y'all, we are still making quote unquote new highs. So maybe we just continue to rip. I just, and I feel like they know it too, but I just feel that it's at this point I don't even feel like I can catch a pullback. I just things are ripping. The things that I am in, such as Rivian, which if anybody has Rivian, yeah, if you and that's the beautiful thing is if you are multifaceted and you realize that today's not the day trading day, and you can switch it up quick enough and pull off a scalp, that's money, dude. Just need a phone to live stream TikTok and keep. And I do actually. There was a charger cord hanging about 3 inches away from it, so there's no excuses. I just didn't plug it in. I wasn't thinking about it. Well, if you guys have caught something today, that's amazing. If you're in something, right now, again, wonderful. Um, I think at this point, I'm gonna stick with what I got. I don't see a particularly. I would rather come back at lunch around 1 o'clock and start to, hey, yo, dude, $2,900 on the day, 54% on your dude. That's it. I mean, my FOMO's gone. Dude, I'm so happy, dude. That is amazing. Amazing day. Amazing day, dude. Yeah, so I'm gonna be patient like I have been. I'm gonna exercise discipline, and continue to have stay focused on delayed gratification here. I could try now and seek the reward, or I could wait until I need your discipline. Oh, I have discipline in trading. Other things, I work on them every day, literally every day. Scheduling, building a schedule, all that kind of stuff. Those are stuff that like those ladies that come in and they just like redecorate your whole life. Like they come in and they're like, "What is this?" And they just like give you a notebook and like here's a planner, and that's what I need. I need somebody. I need scheduling. All right. Well, that being said, that little 3-minute channel here on NVIDIA looks like it might give you a pullback. It's not enough for me to want to take a position on it. I will be back. Hopefully, obviously, I didn't give out any except for Rivian. I didn't really offer any calls today, but I hope that our talks and narration has helped. And I hope you write these things down and truly implement. I hope they don't just like go, in one ear and out the other. Because we do, we don't like seeing you guys lose money, and we don't especially don't like people seeing stuck in a rut. At some point, like if you can't stop the cycle, you just have to stop trading and come back when you have got your shit together, and you've forgotten, enough of the pain to get back. So I'm glad you told us how you really feel, because I'd be feeling like that too. Listen, anybody who says otherwise is lying. I'm a human being. I mess up all the time. Trading is not always perfect, but I know that if I'm not going to be perfect, I can at least do something to make sure that I can't make mistakes. It's like those kids, toddlers with leashes, like in the mall, but like it's me holding me back. Kids love to be swung around on those things. No, I'm just kidding. I saw a younger brother try to swing his brother around on the leash at a park, man. It's like, oh God. Mall? Oh, mall. It's these relics, ancient relics. Humans used to go. I know, I know. One of my favorite quotes that I ever read is like a one-liner was like, "Why did people build ruins?" I don't know why that just reminded me of that because that's what malls are. I took a full week and just watched and listened. Yes. And if you ever need to talk to me about taking a break or pausing something, I want you to know that that's something that I am advocating for. Okay. So if you need to pause, if you know that you need to step back, you need to talk to us about that or shoot me a DM. So what do I think about run? No, just kidding. I think that you're going to go back to support on the video. Oh my. I think that Rollman crushed this. Are you in Rollman's call? Alvaro? Yeah, I can check out some stocks really quick. Anyone have an issue or know how to fix TradingView where your charts are side by side, but it doesn't default to the chart you have charted on the solo screen? Cog. Oh wait, hold on. Kenneth is my TradingView wizard. He showed me how to do this. I'll look at it in a second. Alvaro, if you're in with Rollman, you are. I mean, he has a price target that goes higher. Here's where, Rollman will say the same thing that I'm about to say. If you're in a different size position or you're happy with your profits, see them, take them. So if you're happy with them and you want to try and just re-enter later, I can't. And again, I'm not. I don't really. I don't dig into energy too much. That's just never been a strong suit of mine. And I don't even know if this is. Or we can't be at all time. Is this all time highs, Rolly? It is. So you're at all time highs. So when I get to all time highs, I think psychological numbers like 115, 120. And those usually make any space between is areas of consolidation or um, you know, a move up. Um, so that being said, you got a great weekly candle close, a good break, just like you see. Look at this right here. Look at that consolidation that you see on COP. And then you see a really nice candle close above that. So it's what you're getting right now. And I would say that based on the volume trajectory that you have right now, it doesn't seem like you're going to be stopping. You did leave a gap up underneath you, but gaps on COP don't get filled immediately. So, um, okay, I'm gonna do this right now, for that ADHD stuff, which is Dr. Form. And I do take, so if you do, and they have some for adults, which I should probably use. But I ordered some for my kids because my kids be wilding sometimes because they're my children, and I have to send them. All right, but that's it right there. So cop, and then you said you want me to take a look at Nvidia, right? Or Tesla Sudam. Okay, so I have it currently up against resistance right here. So did we hit my target? Where did? No way. Well, Manny said it before I did, but where's that off of? 699.72. So you're up against resistance. I don't think that you have quite a rejection yet. The rejection for me would be probably down in the 680s, 685s. I would maybe even, I would say, somewhat of an engulfment of this candle would be a rejection candle. Right now, you got a little doji forming. And again, you're up against resistance. So it's a crapshoot, I don't think that you're going to break it today. But if you do above 705, you would be into your new supply and you would have levels like 710 to watch for. So um, that's the adult version though, Philibert. And then you asked where NVIDIA support is. Really far away. Oh, yeah, the 5 minute. Right now it looks as if based on, I mean, it's trend now and it doesn't have to reject. Based on where it's at now, it's around 174.55, or if you flush straight down, all timing here, 174.40. And then below that, a drop level, you've got the nearest one around 171.12. All right. Well, with that being said, it's 11:15. I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat, guys. Do a lap around the house. Shake it off. The mindset of whatever side I was thinking, and just come back and start looking at high probability setups again. So, if you exercise good patience today, give yourself a pat on the back. That's exactly what you need to be doing. If you were wrong, be wrong in cash. Or with Zoom, I was very, very wrong. But I very, very fast, very, very quickly got out of that position. So, just gonna come back and hit it hard. So I'll see you guys around 2:30. If we see any type of movement before then, that's gonna set off my alerts. I'll go from there. I'm going to be watching same stocks, Tesla. It's actually about to go hit that it looks like it's about to go tap 700 right now. And we'll see where things settle today. So big moves. I mean, this candle here on Apple, if you go look at Apple's daily candle, it still has not, so just really quick, it still has not broken range. So while it may look really great today, it could be easily faded back down. So it's pretty imperative that I think that you get above the 143 into the 144 level possibly by the end of the day. So, and if that does happen, then, you know, by God, I think that we might end up finishing the week green, which would be wild, but it is 11 o'clock. Look at the volume. Look at the volume and look at the movement. Look at the volume. Look at the movement, the volume. Look at the what the wow. Algorithmic trading. Alrighty, I'll see you in a little bit. Peace. Yeah, we didn't lose.